morning to everyone. Today we will discuss about OOABAP. So we already discussed about ABAP concepts. Then why SAP has introduced this OOABAP? What are the drawbacks or what are the limitations are in ABAP, in core ABAP? Okay. Object-oriented ABAP. Okay. OOABAP means object-oriented ABAP. Fine. In normal ABAP, okay. In normal ABAP, in core ABAP, what are the limitations? So the first one. So I have something report. Okay. I have something report. I'm displaying something sales information and delivery information, sales order. Now I want to change something data. Okay. Something otherwise I'm displaying something customer information in the ALV report. So customer address is showing something Bangalore address, but I want to change this one to something Hyderabad address. At the time, what we have to do, we have to go to the BP transaction and we have to change the data there. Or we need to update the data in KNM table. So I don't want to go to those transactions, those tables directly. I want to change the data in the report itself. Okay. Customer number 123 came. For that one, the address is Bangalore. So I will click on change button and I will add the Hyderabad address and click on save button. In the report only. Okay, I will add some buttons for changing, for saving, like that. Okay, I will add some buttons. So this is my functional, this is my requirement here. So in this case, if you go to normal ALV, okay, that is not possible. By using OOABAP, okay, we can achieve that one. Okay, we will display something data and we can edit the data and we can save the data. The data will save in the database tables itself. Okay. That is one limitation in normal procedural approach. Editing report and save the data in table level. Fine. And coming to events in the report section, we have some limited events. Okay, so we can count some 10, some 10 or 20 like that events are there in normal ALV report, like art selection screen on, startup selection, end of selection. Okay, something user command, something events are there, right? So limited events only. But coming to the OOABAP, we have some hundreds of events. Okay, for single click, double click, hotspot click, something giving something particular column row in something color apply. So these all things are applicable by using some events and some extra functionalities available in OOPS ALB. Okay, so that is one limitation in procedural approach. Okay, fine. And performance wise, okay. So if we are working on OOABAP OOPS concept, the performance is very high. And in normal procedural approach, the performance is low here. This is one more limitation. Okay. So how can we say? So this is the performance is low here, like that. Okay. Let me open something. So I'm opening something. Function module. Okay, a read text something is there. Just click on open. I want to call this function module in something report, something program. Okay, so at that time, what will happen? So the function module we create under the function group, right? Click on display button and click on attributes here. What is the function group? STXD. This is the function group. Let us open this function group also in AC80 transaction. So this is function group and provide a function group here. Okay, expand the function modules. Here we can see something, a read text function module is available. Or print text, read text is available here. Okay. So if I'm calling this function module read text in my program, then what will happen? It will go to this function module. Sorry, it will go to this function group and how many function modules are available here. Okay. I don't know how many. So a lot of function modules are there. Something 20, 25 function modules are there here. Okay. So these all function modules will load into the memory. It will not execute. Okay. But it will load into the memory. So the memory consumption is, I mean, it is consuming more memory. So if you use more memory, then automatically the performance will be reduced. Okay, so just single array, I mean single function module, but in background, so 20 to 25 function modules are loading into memory. Why it has to load here? So it will take some time, okay, to load the function modules into some memory. Okay, to avoid that one, SAP SAP I mean introduce some OOABAP concepts like some class and methods, some events like that. Okay, so if we use those things, so extra methods or extra events will not load into the memory. So whatever we are calling the method, so that one only will execute. That one only will load into the memory. Okay, fine. Okay. So this is a performance is bit low compared to normal OOPS. Fine. And one more thing, the same function modules. I will use this one in something program AC38, and here I am just test. Fine. I want to pick something data here. Self star from KNA1 into table at the data of LT KNA1. How can we display the data? By using guys, 1 minute. Yeah, sorry. So here I want to display the data. So how can we display the data? By using the function module, something by using reuse ALB grid display. Okay, fine. And exporting. Okay, something function module I'm using like this. For example, I'm by mistake, okay, I have added something to here. By mistake, I have added. Fine, I'm saving this one. I'm checking this one. So is it showing any errors? It is not showing any error. Okay, I'm compiling this program. It is not showing any error. And I'm activating it and click on execute button. So it is going to dump here. Okay. So if system shows something error at compile time, then only I can check. Okay, the function module name is wrong, but system is not showing that one. Okay, so at compile time, so it is showing something. This is okay? This is correct only like that. It is showing, and at the time of executing, it is showing something dump here. Okay, and same thing. This is one more limitation here. And coming to the class and methods, okay, so whatever we are writing the code in normal ABAP, those all things we will write in form of class and methods in OOPS ALB or OOABAP. Okay, in class and methods only we need to write. So if we if I pass something invalid method name, then it will throw error at the time of compiling. Okay, the method name is not available like that. But here the function module is wrong, but it is not showing any errors. So that is one more limitation here. And security. Security. Security means here we will write something program in normal programs as well as some include some function modules, okay, and some subroutines like that. Okay, and there is no restriction. If we execute the program, so whatever the contents I have applied here, something includes or something subroutines, whatever I am maintaining, those all things will execute here. But I don't want to execute all the things here. Okay, so if we go for I mean whoops ALV or whoop I mean OOABAP, here we have something concept like visibility sections. Okay, visibility sections. So here three types of visibilities will be there: public, protect, private, like that. So if we use something public section, then we can use all the things at anywhere in the class, outside of the class also. And coming to the protect, we can use something code inside the inside that class and inside of some subclasses also. You can get to know what is class, what is subclass, these all things you will get to know. Okay, so we can use the code in the class or in the subclasses also we can use that one. And coming to the private section, we can use that one only in the class. Okay, after the class, outside of the class, we cannot use that code, and we cannot use the code in sub classes also. So some security I'm giving to the data. Okay, so depend on our requirement. So I can use the public or protect or private. Okay, I'm giving some security to the data. So I don't want to display all the data for all users or for all conditions. So this security is not available in normal procedural approach. Okay. So these are some limitations, and if we say a lot of limitations are there in procedural approach. To overcome those all procedural approach, SAP has introduced object-oriented approach. Okay. What are the features? Here, I'm just maintaining the names only, but uh, if you know these features in the coding level, then you can understand more easily. Okay. So as of now, I'm just maintaining the feature names here. Encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism. Okay. So a language which is containing these features, then that language is called object-oriented language. Encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, and polymorphism. Okay, in market we have some more languages also like C, C++, Java, like that. Okay, C will not support these features. C language, it will not support these features. That is procedural approach only. And C++, C++ is uh, C++ will contain these features. Okay, so C++ is object-oriented language. And coming to Java, Java also will contain these features: encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism. So Java is also an object-oriented language only. So what is this encapsulation and abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism? Okay, so encapsulation means it is binding all the data into a single unit. Okay, so I will explain you, I mean, in the coding level. So whenever I start the coding, then you can understand this one, what is encapsulation like that. But for observation level, I'm explaining it now. Okay, encapsulation means binding all the entities, okay, all the objects into a single unit is called encapsulation. I will explain you in depth bit later. And coming to the abstraction. Abstraction means by giving, I mean, hiding something data. I don't want to display all the data. I need to hide something here. So in that case, we can go for abstraction. Okay. So the coding level, I will explain you what is this abstraction. But inheritance. Okay. I'm using something method in one class. I want to reuse the same method in subclasses. So in this case, we will go for inheritance. Okay, class subclass, I will explain you. And polymorphism. Polymorphism is used for display the single object in the multiple ways. Okay, single method can handle or can display the data in the different ways, depend on the conditions. Okay. That is the polymorphism here. I will explain you these all things. Fine. And so whatever we are writing the code in normal ABAP. So how we will write the code in normal ABAP? First of all, we need to declare something. I mean some attributes or some work areas or internal tables. We will declare, and after that one we will write something select queries, and we will display the data. Right? This is the way. First of all, I'm declaring something variables, and after that one, I'm filling the data and displaying the data. Okay. In the same way, in OOABAP also, we need to follow same steps. Okay. Some declarations we have to do something attributes or something methods, events. I will discuss what is this method events. I will discuss. Just I'm explaining. So we need to declare the attributes, and we need to uh, fill the data and display the data. The same way. Okay, fine. Class, methods, objects. Okay, so most of the times, I mean, we will listen these terms in over ABAP. So what is this class here? Okay. For example, if you want to establish one company, one car company, so we're designing something car. At the time, the engineer will give you one template. Okay, in the template, he will maintain the measurements of the car and the model of the car and, and the capacity of the engines, the capacity of the fuel tank. These all things he will maintain the template. What type of wheels we have to use for this car, this type of things he will maintain the template. Okay, so based on the template, you will build a car. Okay, and after 1 year, you can modify something in that car. Okay, you will add something extra feature in that car, but the template is same here. Okay, only one template. So based on that template, you are building some n number of cars, some thousands of cars you are building here, right? So the template is nothing but class here, and you are building, right? You are building the real car you are building. So you are seeing that one. Okay, you are using that one. That is the object here. Okay, template is nothing but a, I mean, class, and whatever you are seeing, the final product, final car you are seeing, you are using the car. That is the object here. Okay, in class we can declare something methods. Okay, in class we can declare something methods. Class and objects, fine. So each class will contain two parts. Class definition, class implementation. Okay, even in normal ABAP also, two things will be there. We need to declare something variable and we need to pass the data to that variable. Here I'm declaring something data, A type, I, okay, I'm declaring it and I want to fill something data in this variable A is equal to 10. Then I'm implementing this one. I'm passing something data to this variable, two things. So without declaration, we cannot add, I mean, we cannot fill the data. See, I'm taking some example here, but if you go to ABAP 7.5, that is different case. Okay, in a single line, we can declare and we can pass the data, that is different case. So normally I'm telling, so here we are declaring something variable and the data type is I, and I'm passing something data, A is equal to 10. Two types, two things. The same way, in class also, we need to declare the class, okay? I mean, the class definition, we can declare all the variables. And class implementation, we will fill the data. Okay, so that is fine. And class definition and implementation is okay. And classes are two types here. Okay, classes are two types like local class, global class. Okay, local class and global class. We have something subroutines in two ways, normal procedural approach. Okay, so internal subroutines and external subroutines. What is the meaning of internal subroutines? So internal subroutines means we can use the subroutine inside the program only. Okay, that is internal subroutine. And coming to the external subroutine, we can call the form from different program also. Outside of the program also we can call the form and we can pick the data from different program. Okay, that is external subroutines. Such, I mean, form, end form, perform, like that we will write, right? So those are the subroutines here. And coming to the function module, so here also normal function module is available and RFC function module is available. Normal function module means we can pick something data from that system only And if I have something data in other system also, then I will go for RFC function module. The same way here also, local class and global class. Local class is nothing but we can, if we want to write something, a code fetching something data in in the single class, then we can go for local class, and it will, we can create the local class in the program itself. EC38 transaction, I will create something program. In that program only, I will create the class. Okay, it will work in that program only. It will not work outside of the program. I will create one more program. So in that program, if I try to use the program, this class, then it will not work here. The local class permission is up to that program only. Outside of the program, it will not allow. And coming to the global class, so we can create a global class in SC24 transaction, class builder transaction, and we can use the global class in n number of programs. Anywhere we can use in SAP. Okay, fine. I will create some local class, and I will go for global class bit later. Fine. So how to create class? So class will contain two things: class definition, class implementation, right? So I'm giving something class here, class. So class name I'm giving here local class. This is local class, right? So LCL underscore test1. Okay, and class contains two things: definitions and implementation, right? So I will maintain here definition. Okay, and end class means the class definition is starting here and the class definition is ending here. Okay, and class, what a class name? Class name is LC1, LCL, local class, and test1. This is the implementation in the class. Okay, class definition and class implementation. So in the definition part, we can declare the components. Okay, components is nothing but in the class definition, we can declare something components. Components means attributes. Okay, constants and methods, events, interfaces. Okay, so these all things we will call as the components. Okay, so in normal procedural approach also we can declare something attributes means variables. Okay, attributes are variables, both are same here. And variables and something constants we can declare, something work areas we can declare, internal tables we can declare, right? In the same way here also in OOABAP also we can declare something attributes, constants, methods, events, and interfaces like this. And whatever we are declaring, we need to pass the data to the attributes or something. I'm just using something word component. Okay, component may be anything here. Okay, here I'm mentioning something 4 or 5 components. So whatever it is. So if you want to fill something data into the components, then we can come to the class implementation. Okay, so A is equal to 10. Okay. Method implementation. So we can do everything in the class implementation only. Okay. Here method implementation I have mentioned means here I'm declaring something methods. Okay. I'm declaring something method. So that method we need to fill something data. In that method, we need to fill something data. So we will come to the class implementation. So in this class implementation, I am using something method implementation. Here I need to fill the data in the method. Okay. So attributes, whatever, this is the variables only. Okay. And constants you already know. So if you want to take something fixed value, okay, fixed value, then we can go for constants and methods. Method is nothing but an action here. Okay, it will do one particular activity. For example, I want to fetch something data from sales information. This method will fetch the data only. It will not do any other activity. Okay, and I'm displaying something data in from one more method. It will display the data from that method and it will not do any activity here. That is one particular action. Method is a particular action. Okay, and events. So we already know about events in the uh, normal ALV. Okay, in the report level, we have used something events. So startup selection, end of selection, user command, top of page, end of page. These all things we already used, right? In the same way, events. So here also we will use some events. And interfaces. Interfaces means the methods we will declare here and we will not implement the methods. So those methods we will implement in another class. So I will discuss about these interfaces bit later. Okay, attributes, constraints, methods, events, and interfaces we can declare in the class definition, and we can implement and we can pass something data to these attributes and constants not required. See, in the definition level only, we need to pass the value to the constants. And attributes, methods, events, interfaces, if we want to pass something data, then that is possible through class implementation. Fine. And here, I'm declaring something variable here or attribute data a type I. Okay. Here for the constants, I'm passing something data here, value 10 I'm passing here. Okay, so this value is fixed in the class. You can use this constant C anywhere in the class. Automatically it will pick the value as 10 and we cannot change the value. Okay, if we try to change something value, it will throw error. So for constants, you cannot modify, you cannot change the value. Fine. And here I'm maintaining something data A type I. We already know about this one, and class data B type I, I'm mentioning this one. So what is the meaning of this one? Instance and static. What is this instance and static? I will let you know. So So this is attribute, right? Instance attribute, static attribute. Okay, instance attribute and static attribute. So the types, even the attributes is containing two types, that is instance attribute and static attributes. And method also, instance method and static method. And events also, yeah, I mean, instance and static. Okay, I will let you know what is the difference here. So if we declare the variable by using data keyword, data a type I, then this is the instance variable or instance attribute. And here I'm using something class hyphen data. Okay, the keyword is changing like class hyphen data. So if we use this keyword, then this is the static attribute or static variable. Fine. I'm displaying something, these variables. So write A, B, and C. Okay, what it is showing, something error it is showing here. Let me save it, check it. So what it is showing, there is no public, protected, or private section like that. Okay, so this is the class definition. So we need to maintain the visibility section here. Visibility section, let me do here public section. Public section means whatever the variables or methods or events, interfaces, whatever we are using under this public section, we can use these all things anywhere. We can use these variables inside of the class as well as outside of the class also. Okay, fine. Save it. And we have some more options also, like protected section and private section. Okay, I will let you know a bit later about this protected and private. Then you can understand how public will work. Okay, as of now, for to avoid the error, I'm maintaining here public section, and let me save this one and check it here. So those errors, that is the public section, protect section, private section, that is not displaying now. It is showing something. The syntax right or uline is invalid. The correct syntax. Okay, actually, sorry, here I have mentioned something slash here, right? So here I kept comma, and here one more time I have written the right statement, not required to write here one more time, because here I'm using something colon, chain operator. Then why I have to write here one more right, not required. That is showing something error here. Okay, if you don't want like that, I can use something dot here. I'm ending the line here. So one more line is starting in the 16th line, right statement. So line is ending here, one more right statement I am using. Otherwise you can remove this right and keep comma here. Okay, so fine, I will check it once again. Now it is showing some different message like field A is unknown, field B is unknown, and field C is unknown. Okay, but fine, I have commented, right? I will uncomment this code and let me check it now. Now also same thing. Even I have declared the class. Inside the class, I am maintaining something variables ABC, and now it is displaying something errors. Okay, so declaration is okay, fine, but directly we cannot use these variables like this. Okay, even I'm maintaining something public section. So as I told, so in the public section, whatever declaring the variables or methods, whatever it is, so we can use those variables inside of the class and outside of the class also in the public section. But here I'm using something variables, I'm displaying something data, but it is showing something errors. A is unknown like that. Okay, if we write the code like this, it will throw errors only. So directly we cannot use the variables. By using the class name, okay, by using the class name, we can. So LCL1, sorry, TST1, right? And here something A. Okay, so we need to call this one like this. Okay, and whenever we are using the class, okay, class. So this is the way to call a variable. So class name, and here I am using something arrow mark and A. Okay, this is the way. But so we should not use this one. We need to write like this: equal to and arrow mark greater than A. Okay, so this is the way to call a variable from class. Okay, by using class name, I am calling the A. Fine. Now let me check it. So it is showing something error like the statement LCL test1 A is invalid. Check the spelling. Is it? See, I'm writing something, I'm displaying something data. So I have written something right statement here. The type LCL test1 is unknown. Okay, fine. I will copy it here. I will paste it here. Let me check it now. It is showing something error. Class attribute can only specified with the static attribute. Okay, this is the instance. We can see data a type I have mentioned here. Data a type I means this is the instance variable. Okay, but it is showing something error like. So if we want to apply like this, then this will apply only for static. For example, I will keep it in comment. Check it. It is not showing any error here. This is syntax error. Okay. So here also, here it is showing something syntax errors, that is fine. And coming to this one, LC1, test1, A, here this is the instance variable because I'm declaring data A. This is the instance variable. So if I'm using the class name and the variable, it is showing something error. And for B, it is not showing any error. Click on check button. It is not showing anything because this is the static variable. Okay, static variable can call by the class name. Let me check it now. So constant value also is coming here. Okay, only instance variables are not calling like this. Okay, outside of the class, I'm using the variable ABC, but it is not applicable for A, and B and C is coming. Just activate and execute it. How the value will come? 0, 10 is coming. Fine. So why 0, 10 is coming? So by default, the value for B is 0. I'm not passing any default value. So by default, it will take a 0. And here constant value, I'm passing 10. So 0, 10 is coming in the output. And on interview question here, the public section is there, right? So if I don't maintain the public section, then how the system will consider the default section? What is the default section here? Okay, if I don't maintain public, protect, private sections, then how system will consider this is the public, protect, private section like that? System will not pick anything here. It will throw error. Okay, it will throw error. And coming to the C++ like that, so it will by default it will take the public section. If we don't maintain anything, the visibility section we are not maintaining in the C++ language, at the time by default it will take the public section. Okay, but coming to the ABAP, it will not consider any default section. We need to write it manually, otherwise it will throw error. So public section we have to maintain. There is no default section. Okay, maybe get the question in interview, and hope this instance and static how it is working you understood. I mean outside of the class, so I'm displaying the data of variables, but it is allowing only the static and constant values. Okay, static variable and constant variable, it is displaying the data. I mean working, but for instance it is not working, right? So if I want to use the variable a also, I want to display the value of a also, then how can I? Data, I'm declaring something here. Obj object type ref2. Now save it and check it. And now check it. The statement verb is a find display the data. Now check it. Okay, it is not displaying any error. What I'm doing here, I will cut it here. I will paste here. Okay, fine. Now what I'm doing, fine. I'm declaring something object here and I'm creating something object. So I already discussed here what is the class and object. So here whatever we are using something, we are declare something and we can implement something, we will pass something value, and after that one if you want to use this one, okay, if you want to use declarations, methods, events, whatever it is, then by using object only we can use that one. Okay, finally by using object we can use that one. So I'm creating something object here. The object name is obj here. First of all, I'm declaring the object data obj type ref2 and class name. Okay, this object is belongs to. I'm creating something reference here. Okay, I'm creating something reference for this table. Sorry, for this class LC1 test1. The object name is obj or the reference name is obj. Okay, and by using this obj, I'm creating this object obj. By using this obj, we can display the data. We can use the variables or methods, whatever it is. Okay, and here I'm using something class name. Class name is equal to an arrow mark and B I'm writing. This is static and constant. Okay, static and constant. So I will keep it in comment. This is working fine. And now I'm using this write and obj hyphen arrow mark. Okay, if we are using something obj object. Okay, object. So sometimes I mean we can call it as object and instance also. Okay, any name, object and instance both are same. Okay, so by using object or instance, if we are using something variable or method or something event, then we need to use the hyphen and arrow mark. Okay, so by using this one we can identify, okay, this is the object. Okay, and if we are using something equal to an arrow mark, then this is the class. Okay, by seeing of that symbol we can easily identify either this is the class or this is the object, like that. Okay, obj hyphen arrow mark a. So this is the way to use the methods or variables like that. And this is the instance. So what is the instance and static, I will let you know. Okay, but I mean how can we call this one? So that one I'm explaining it now. Fine, and I will do. Okay, a b c, three variables, right? I will keep these two in comments. And now check it. It is not showing any error. Activate it, activated, and execute it. 0 0 10. A is 0, B is 0, and C is equal to 10, right? By default, A will be 0. I'm not passing any value in the declaration part. So by default, A will be 0, B will be 0, and C constant, so value is coming like 10. And here we can call the instance variables or static variables or constant variables, whatever it is, we can call by using object. Okay, so instance variables or static variables can call by using object, fine. But coming to the static one, static can call only I mean sorry, if you want to call the static variables by using class, that is possible here. Class name equal to arrow mark and variable, and by using object also we can call. It will call from object and class name both. Okay, but coming to the instance, so instance variables or methods can call only from object. Okay, by using class name we cannot call. Fine. So this is the instance variable and static variable and constant variable and how it is working. Okay, in the background, how the instance is working and static is working, I will let you know. And in the next class. Okay. If I tell this all things now, then you will get confused. So just practice on it. Okay, how it is working. How can we call the variables by using object or by using something class name? How can we call this one? You just practice on it. Okay, and so these are the basic things. If you know these things, then only we can understand the main whoops concepts here. If we go directly to the main concept, then we cannot understand. So it will take some time to understand the basic things. So what is the, how can we declare the class and how can we pass the value to that one? And how can we call the variables, methods, it will take some time. Okay, fine. And if you have any doubt, then please uh, uh, ping me in. Otherwise, you can send a mail, or you can uh, ask your doubt in the description, in the comment section. I will respond you. Okay, then bye. Jai Hind.